today we are going to evaluate this limit 3x minus 1 absolute minus 3x plus 1 absolute over x, and we are interested in evaluating the limit of this expression when x is approaching 0. So what is the basic concept of limit? The basic concept of limit is that we are interested in the value which a function approaches when x approaches a certain value. So here we are interested in the value of this expression or this function when x is approaching 0. So the concept of limit, basically, if we are approaching 0, that means we can approach 0 from the right hand side, meaning from positive x-axis, or we can approach 0 from the negative x-axis, from the left hand side. So either we can take a value which is really close to 0 and positive, or we can take a value which is really close to 0 but negative. So we'll evaluate both the limits, left or and right hand limits, and we'll see that what is the value of this limit. So firstly, I'm taking x is equal to 0.001, meaning I'm approaching from the right hand side from positive x-axis because it is a positive value. And secondly, this value is not equal to 0, we are approaching 0. So this is very close to 0 but still not equal to 0. So just putting this value in this expression, and we'll see that what does this expression give us. So 3x minus 1 absolute is equal to 3 times, firstly we'll find 3x minus 1, so 3 times this value 0.001 minus 1, which is equal to 0.003 minus 1, which is equal to minus 0.997. Now we'll evaluate the value of 3x plus 1 absolute. So I didn't evaluate the value for 3x minus 1 absolute. I just have found the value of 3x minus 1. So we'll take the absolute of this thing, and the absolute of a negative value is equal to negative times that value. So negative times minus 0.997, which is 0.997. So this is the final value for 3x minus 1 absolute. Now we'll find the value for 3x plus 1 absolute. So 3 times x, which is 0.001 plus 1, 0.00, this is equal to 0.003 plus 1, which is equal to 1.003. So 3x plus 1 is equal to 1.003, and now we'll find its absolute. So when we take the absolute of a positive value, it is equal to the same thing. So 1.003 will be the answer for 3x plus 1 absolute. Absolute basically changes the sign for a negative value. It doesn't change the sign for a positive value. So now we'll find the value for 3x minus 1 absolute minus 3x plus 1 absolute over x. So 0.997 minus 1.003 over 0.001. When we calculate the value, we get minus 6. So we have taken a very small positive value and we are getting the answer equal to minus 6. Let's take another value of x, and which is even closer to x is equal to 0 but still positive. So now I am taking x is equal to 0.0001. So when we do that, because we have added extra 0 here, 3x minus 1 absolute has an extra 9 here, so it is equal to 0.997, and 3x plus 1 absolute is equal to 1.003. And when we calculate the value for our expression, we get the answer equal to minus 6. So we have seen that when we approached x is equal to 0 from the right hand side, from the positive side, we got the answer is equal to -6 both times. So that means that when we approach this function from the right hand side, we get the function doesn't approach -6, it is equal to -6. So the left-handed limit is equal to, sorry, the right-handed limit is equal to -6. And here I have drawn a small table for this. So when x is equal to 0.001, we get f of x is equal to -6, and for 0.0001 we get the same answer. And this is the notation for basically when we approach 0 from the right hand side. So when we approach 0 from the right hand side, we put a small positive sign on 0. This basically indicates that the right-handed limit is equal to -6. Now we will approach 0 from the left hand side. So as we are approaching 0 from the left hand side now, that means that we'll have a value for x which is very close to 0, but it will be negative. So firstly, I'm taking the same value 0.001 but with a negative sign here. So 3x minus 1 absolute gives us -1.003, and which is, when we take absolute of this thing, we get 1.003 because it's a negative value, and negative value, when we take absolute of a negative value, basically the answer is equal to negative times the value. 3x plus 1 absolute, it's basically equal to 0.997, and when we put the values of these two things in our original expression, we get the value -6. So even when we are approaching the approaching x is equal to 0 from left hand side, we are getting the same value. Now I'm taking x is equal to -0.0001, which is even closer to 0 from the left hand side, and 3x minus 1 absolute gives us 1.0003, 3x plus 1 absolute gives us 0.997, and when we plug this value, we get -6. So for x is equal to -0.001, we get f of x is equal to -6, and for this value we also get -6. So the left-handed limit is equal to -6, and this negative on 0 indicates that we are approaching 0 from the left hand side. So whenever the left-handed limit is equal to right-handed limit, the limit exists. So as the left-handed limit is -6 and the right-hand limit is also -6, so the limit exists and is equal to that value, which is -6. So the limit of this expression when x is approaching 0 is equal to -6.